Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm partnering up with Aldi and they are providing me with some wonderful ingredients to whip up two different tortas or Mexican sandwiches that embody the idea of outdoor surf and turf grilling in a way that really highlights some of the delicious ingredients that are available in the summer. On top of that, I'll be showing you a fun take on peaches and cream that also involves my beautiful wood burning grill. Okay, let's dive into the recipes. Alright, so the first thing to tackle is the roasted chili salsa. So cut, peel, and quarter an onion and toss it on a baking tray with some poblanos and a serrano pepper. Then put it in the broiler to char up for about 10 minutes or so. Just make sure to turn them every 2 minutes for an even cook. Once they're finished, pull them out of the oven, place everything into a bowl, and cover it with plastic to allow them to steam together for 10 to 15 minutes. While that's all steaming away, you could take time to slice and dice up a few simple toppings for the tortas. And here I'm shredding up a bit of romaine lettuce, some thinly sliced red onions for a nice little spicy bite, a bit of rough chopped cilantro, and finally sliced celery for a fresh little crunch to the sandwiches. When you're done with the toppings, cover them with a damp paper towel and store everything in the fridge until you are ready to assemble it all. But once that's finished, the chilies and onions should be nice and tender, so remove the plastic from the bowl and begin peeling the skin off of the serrano and poblano chilies. Also make sure to deseed them as best as you can. Once that's all done, dice up the onion and the chilies and give both of them a rough chop together, then put it all into a mixing bowl. To the bowl with the roasted chilies and the onions, you're going to add some freshly chopped cilantro, a squeeze of lime juice, a pinch of salt, and you're just going to give it a good mix. After it's done, set it aside for later. Next up on the list is the shrimp. So here I'm going to clean the shrimp of the shells first, since these bad boys have already been deveined. Once they're all cleaned up, season the shrimp with a blend of cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, cumin, and chili powder, a little fresh zest from a lime, some freshly chopped cilantro and serrano pepper, and finally some fresh lime juice and a little splash of canola oil to help prevent them from sticking to the grill. Just be sure to be light on the oil though, since it can cause flare-ups and some carbon deposits on your food. Right before you get the grill started, grab a few peaches, slice around the core, sprinkle a generous amount of brown sugar on the cut peaches, add a pinch of salt and a splash of añejo tequila, rub it all together and let it soak in. Alright, now for the grill. It's completely up to you whether you want to do this indoors or outdoors, gas, wood, or charcoal briquettes like I'm doing this time, but you always want to make sure it's very hot and fast, since that's really the whole idea behind grilling. One thing I want to mention when working with wood or charcoal is that you always want to make sure that you're grilling with embers and not freshly burning fuel. Otherwise, you'll end up with a very smoky and charred piece of meat or vegetable that just isn't pleasant at all. But one way to make sure that your embers are ready to go is usually just paying attention to how much smoke is coming off the grill. So when the smoke subsides, it's usually a good indication of when the embers are ready for grilling. Now that the grill's ready to go, before the meat hits the grill, you want to make sure to cook the peaches first, since you usually want to avoid any savory flavors that they could pick up after if the meat gets first dibs on the heat. The peaches shouldn't take any longer than 3 minutes or so on each side, but one thing to note here is to try to get slightly underripe peaches for this, otherwise they might fall apart on the grill. But once they are finished though, transfer them to the tray that still has a bit more of the boozed up sweet juices, cover with plastic, and set aside. Next, you're going to season the ribeye steak with a few good sprinkles of sea salt along with the red spice blend that I put on the shrimp. Then you're going to place it on the grill and cook for about 5 minutes on each side, or until there's a lightly charred caramelization on all sides. Once the steak is finished, you're going to transfer it to a buttered tray for resting, then place the shrimp on the hottest part of the grill and cook those for about 1.5 minutes on each side. Once they're all finished up cooking, remove the shrimp from the grill, slice them up, put them into a mixing bowl, then it's time to go back inside to finish this all up. Alright, so now that we're back inside and everything is grilled up, ready to go, you're going to toss the shrimp with some picked cilantro, a handful of sliced celery, a little bit of sliced red onion, serrano peppers, another sprinkle of the red spice mixture, a pinch of salt, lime juice, and finally some mayo to bind all those beautiful flavors together. Next up, make sure you grill up some loaf-style bread until it's charred and crispy with a little bit of butter. Then you're going to spread some mayo on both the top and bottom slices of the bread. After that, you're going to take that beautiful ribeye steak and slice it up a little on the thin side to make it a little bit easier to eat in the sandwich. After that, it's all about the layering of flavors when you build your tortas. Of course, there's plenty of different directions to go with these toppings, but a little shaved romaine lettuce, sliced veggies, herbs, and spicy peppers will usually always do the trick. Once the tortas are assembled, stick a few skewers in them so they don't fall apart, slice them up, and when you are ready, serve them up with the gorgeous grilled peaches, a generous topping of brown butter crumble. Don't worry, the recipe is in my description, and a few dollops of lightly whipped vanilla cream. And that's it, a few simple meals that are a wonderful match with each other and for some summertime outdoor grilling. Now, if you're wondering where you can get some of these delicious ingredients, check out the link in my description to your nearest Aldi store, and they will get you hooked up for summer. Oh, goodness. A little beauty shot. All right, guys, so tortas are done, the peaches are done. This is just a beautiful example of what you can do with your outdoor grill or your indoor grill or just, any sort of summertime grilling. I love getting outdoors and firing up my grill. I love my wood burning grill so much, or charcoal wood burning. It's just a great apparatus to do a lot of different, fun techniques, smoking, grilling, barbecuing, lots of things that, get nice and smoky and sweet and juicy. And so I love getting outdoors and doing that. And this is a really great example of what you can do by doing some really good grilling. So I'm gonna taste these tortas, dive into the peaches, and tell you guys how it all tastes. So let me dive in. All right, so first I'm gonna start out with the shrimp. Move it back, you can probably see it a little better. With the shrimp torta. Oh, the grilled shrimp is so good. Super clean flavors. You get a little bit of that smokiness from the grill, but the shrimp is really tender, still super juicy, a little bit spicy, a little salty, really tender grilled shrimp. Really good summertime recipe, love that. Now it's time for the steak. Now this is what I'm talking about. Beautifully cooked steak, like just kind of medium, has that just nice pink, you know, tender, just pull apart, really good texture with the steak. The roasted green chili salsa on the top with the roasted onions and all that good stuff. It just melds with the steak beautifully. So good. Okay, now it's time for the grilled peaches and cream. And of course I put a little crumble on top. Nice little crispy topping. Ooh, when you get a little bit of that crumble, oh, it's magical. This is fantastic. Oh, this is so good. The peaches are amazing. Any excuse that I have to cook outside on my grill is always easy to come by with me. So these are really, really good. I really just enjoy using quality produce, quality proteins with the shrimp and the ribeye. And you know, in this case, it came all from the Aldi shelves. So I want to thank them for providing the ingredients for this video. Speaking of quality produce, I had a great time shopping actually at Aldi the other day because when I got there, it was really interesting. There were no shopping carts in the parking lot, which I thought was really odd because that's normally what you encounter when you go to a grocery store. But when I went in there, I realized that they allow you to pay 25 cents for your grocery cart, and that hopefully reminds you to return it. If you return the shopping cart, you get the 25 cents back. And that kind of allows them to limit the labor costs, you know, in searching for those carts that are just roaming around most grocery store parking lots. And they can put that savings back into the food, back into the prices and the quality. And I think that's just a really cool thing that they have going. And it's always great to see things like that in the food world and just thinking outside the box. So again, I want to thank Aldi for providing the ingredients for this video. If you guys enjoyed this recipe, make sure you give it a thumbs up, comment down below for future video requests, things you want to see on my channel. Subscribe to my channel if you guys enjoyed this video or just my channel as a whole. And of course, I will see you guys next time with another recipe. Later, folks.